You TRX owners out there sitting at home thinking about what to do to your TRX? Well, here at Late Model Racecraft, we have the answer. Come on down and get it.
Bueno, bienvenidos. Hoy tenemos nuestro Dodge TRX atrás de nosotros. Vino ya con nuestra
Welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Most of you know blue is kind of my favorite color, and behind me is a 2023 RAM TRX, beautiful blue with nice wheels and tires on it. And the customer came in already with modifications done to it, but like most gearheads, we took it to that next level. So let me go under the hood and kind of show you what we did. All right, so this is Trent's 2023 RAM TRX. It came to us already previously modded and tuned. It was running on straight E85, making right at 700 rear wheel horsepower with all the bolt-ons on the factory supercharger. Trent wanted to up his game up, wanted more horsepower, but wanted it to be reliable while still running straight E85. So a few minor changes we did. Obviously the big one was getting rid of the stock supercharger, putting on the 3-liter Whipple. With the 3-liter Whipple, we larger throttle body, and then obviously you see this big 5-inch cold air induction system. Next, he already had headers on it, but wanted to go with a different brand. So now it has American Racing headers with the stock high flow cats. So in my opinion, guys, we've done a lot of these trucks lately. The header system, depending on what exhaust system you run, can get very loud in these things. I'm not gonna lie, with the stock cats on this thing, to me it sounds, how do I want to say this? It sounds awesome at wide open throttle, but normal driving is still doable without having a lot of drone in the car, or at least being loud. And I don't know if that's just me getting old and saying it, but some of the other trucks we've done are very loud. So we did American Racing headers, stock cats, with a dual mode, actually exhaust system that you can make it quiet or louder while driving down the street, which is pretty sick. Obviously, with the bigger supercharger, we had to address fueling as always. So we do larger set of injectors as well as fuel pumps in the tank to make sure we have all the fuel we need to run on E85. And again, this thing went from 700 rear wheel horsepower to almost 900 rear wheel horsepower. I think we stopped at like it was either 880 or 890 where we stopped. And again, the stock engine is kind of the limiting factor on where we decide to stop on these builds. The supercharger can take a little bit more. The transmission is still in one piece. It can still last a while at that horsepower level, but we take it, instead of running 22, 24 pounds of boost, we keep it around 19 or 20 pounds of boost with the stock engine. And again, having the stock catalytic converters on there kind of keeps the back pressure up and makes it not so efficient. So the boost level is a little bit higher than some of the other ones we've run with more of a free-flowing exhaust. But the dyno numbers you're seeing in almost 180 rear wheel horsepower from before, I think Trent's gonna feel the difference quite a bit from the seat of the pants. Now, as y'all can see, it has beautiful wheels and tires on it, and with that extra horsepower and torque, we gotta stop it. So as y'all can see, it has a big brake kit in the front, as well as a big brake kit in the back. That looks tremendous. So, I think it's time to go street drive this thing. I'm gonna see, guys, all honesty, I'm gonna go try to drag it, see if I can show y'all some quarter-mile times to give you an idea of what it does, and maybe even a 60 to 130 in a big heavy truck. Comment below now your predictions before watching the end of this video. Comment on what y'all think this thing can run quarter mile, and what do you think it can run mile per hour on these wheels and tires on an unprepped surface. And I'm gonna hop in this thing and go see what it can do.
Can you say that again in English? We're an English channel.
So, as I said earlier, we're upgrading the 2.4 liter blower, and we're gonna go ahead and put a 3-liter Whipple on it. We do our ID 1300s for this vehicle, since it is also going with flex fuel, and then we do our billet fuel with that. We also upgraded the stock throttle body and put a 112mm Whipple on there, just to finish this whole 3-liter package for this vehicle. We're also doing a 5-inch intake and a set of 2-inch headers for it as well, to pair along with all these upgrades. Hey, so we're now at the back of the truck. we're going to go ahead and install our JMS Fuel Max booster pump system that we put in these vehicles. This is like a big amplifier for your fuel pumps. It ends up running the pumps at a higher voltage. Depending on your application, we can go from either 18 to 20 volts, and that'll actually end up putting a higher output from the fuel pumps without going into the tank and messing with any fuel lines or what have you. And it just basically intercepts the signal that comes into the module and just bumps the voltage up so you have a higher flow rate. So we're going to go ahead and just install it in the back here. We run the wires through the floor of the truck through a factory grommet, and then hook them up to the fuel pressure, to the fuel pump modules under the truck. Just have a couple screws we're going to sink in here into the carpet, and this is activated through your accelerator pedal, so it's linear. So under small load applications where you're not using a lot of throttle, it won't activate until you're basically half the full throttle where you need the fuel. Hey guys, I'm Ricky here with late model Racecraft. Just finished building this blue TRX, and I just want to touch on a subject. We have a lot of English-speaking associates here that answer the phones, but I am a bilingual interpreter that can be in use when a customer does not speak fluent English or has issues communicating. We try to accommodate to all our customers and try to be there for them. So if there's any language barrier or something that may be of issue, or you know of someone that has a language barrier, I'm here. You can ask for me over the phone and I can be an interpreter and go ahead and translate for you and try to help you build the package you want for your vehicle. Yo me llamo Ricky, soy aquí parte de Late Model Racecraft y yo soy bilingüe. Si usted tiene cualquier duda que no pueda comunicarse en inglés con uno de nuestros representativos adelante, yo puedo ser el intérprete. Si piden por mi nombre y por teléfono, lo puedo ayudar a armar su carro como usted quiera, con todas las condiciones que usted quiera. Estamos aquí para ayudarlo, y cualquier pregunta, déjanos saber en el comentario abajo o llámanos por teléfono. Gracias.
For you Hellcat or TRX owners out there, please give us a shout. Contact our sales staff either by email or by phone. We have several packages to meet your needs and goals. Again, guys, we do have our packages, but every truck we build is different because every customer wants something a little bit different. So contact our sales staff and get an idea of what this thing will look and sound like. Could be yours. All right, I had to stop. I know I told y'all that the exhaust isn't so loud on this thing, but I will say, for those of you that want that blower noise, whether we port the blower or we put a Whipple on it with that 5-inch airbox, you hear that blower screaming. It is so much fun. So, sorry, had to turn around and hop back in it and go make some quarter-mile passes. All right, so Friday, man, it was getting ready to rain, and I only got to make one pass in this truck, and these things spin the tires pretty good, so I actually rolled into it pretty softly, trying to get a good quarter-mile time out of it, and the 60-foot wasn't the greatest. So today I'm gonna go ahead and just try to mash it. I got it in Baja mode, so traction control's off, let it spin, and it might not go any quicker, but I want to test it just to see if it does. I think it was on like a 2.0 or 2.1 60-foot last time, with like 11.7 at a 123, I believe. I'm gonna see if I can 60 foot a little bit better and get this thing to run like a mid 11, like 1150 would be great. But the mile an hour shows you guys how much horsepower this thing's making. You know, if we can go 123, 125 miles per hour, I mean, that's rolling for a heavy truck. And really, a mid 11 second truck in one of these things is fast. It's just about getting traction, and this thing's got bigger tires on it, so we'll see how she does. Probably like I just said earlier in this video with the last pass I made, the torque steer usually with the wider tire is usually a little bit more aggressive in these TRXs. when you start adding big power and big torque to these things. But yeah, we'll see what it does spinning. Maybe it'll go slower, maybe it'll go a little bit quicker, but only one way to find out. Oh yeah, spun a lot worse. Woo! Was looking over the data for a big heavy truck. I think Trent's gonna be pretty impressed. That thing went 187, spinning pretty good, 719 at 102 in the 8th, and then as y'all saw, 11.0 at 126 miles per hour. Almost a 10-second truck on the street with these big wheels and tires on it. Again, guys, it just shows how impressive these trucks are and what we do with them. And again, they drive so nice. Almost like stock truck. So good results. I feel better about that. Again, Friday was like 11.7, but my 60 foot was bad. I kind of just rolled into it really soft. So I told myself I had to try it again. So definitely glad I did, because there's a big difference between 11.0 and 11.7. So man, it's close to a 1099, but I think I'm gonna wrap it up right there and get back to the shop and get this thing cleaned up for Trent. I think he's gonna be more than satisfied with that. And I have a badass 2023.
Wait, hold on. Your hoodie stripes look like capes over your collar.
I'm Superman, fool.